Well, poor old Doctor Who, beaten and battered, and well, I better not say the rest. Is coming back with a 13th season with Jodie and crew, and they released a little teaser, and it's very brief. It's a teaser after all, and I'll link it in the description below. But it shows some scenes. Looks like they spent some amount of money on here and there. Basically, is it John Bishop? I believe he's coming in now. As I understand, I know nothing about him, but what I read was that he's a comedian or a comic actor. So I guess it's understandable that he's the new companion coming in, and but it looks like he's just there to be silly and make pratfalls and stuff. Where Yaz is the more adult and complete and sensible character. So that's what he's there for. You got to have the dumb man there so that the women can look cool, which should tell you something about how this show sees women. And not just this one, all of entertainment today. After the Masters of the Universe debacle, I put out this image of dead franchises, and with Hollywood in the background, and someone got snippy about it because I put Doctor Who on one of the grave sites. It was all grave sites. You had Star Trek, Star Wars, Terminator, and then I put Master of the Universe in the middle there, and off to the side with Doctor Who is one of the franchises that's, for all intents and purposes, dead. And they said, "Wow, and I've done this before. I can't remember another image like that." And I thought, "Oh yeah, Doctor Who wouldn't fit in with the Hollywood background." But technically speaking, the only boost of income they got was the licensing deal they did with HBO Max, and all those are all the new Doctor Who shows, meaning from since 2005 up to now. The classic ones, you have to go to BreadBox for those, and so there is a connection there. If it was doing well and on high, you would have all the merchandising deals and whatnot too, but that's all dried up. And it'll be interesting to see what happens with Masters of the Universe, because that's utterly and completely about the merchandise, and we'll see how those things roll out. But anyway, so you don't get a whole lot. There is a scene briefly where Yaz is saying, you're keeping something from me, or you're not telling me something. I can't remember exactly that, and I don't know if that means that'll be more about the timeless child. And I mean, you can hope if you wish that they'll retcon that, but I'll be amazed if anything like that happens. But I doubt it. That's all in there for the woke cause. It served no purpose thematically. It didn't serve any purpose plot-wise or anything, because it's just basically laid out as they just tell you what it is. You don't experience it or anything. They don't show it really. It's just a bunch of tokens and everything, and they pat themselves on the back, aren't we great? While at the same time destroying the entire continuity, which you can argue about shakiness here and mistakes and people forgot this or that. That's not what this is. This is deliberate destruction of Doctor Who, and it's done. It could be retconned, and Doctor Who and Star Trek are both ones that could you could reflect to how the shows always were, to where you could write out of this because of time travel and multiverse type things and stuff like that. That's already introduced within the lore of those two shows. So it's possible. It's just highly unlikely because of the bizarre mindset of the people who hold the keys to these franchises now. And they just will not budge an inch, and it has to burn down. And some other entity getting a hold of it, because at some point, that's probably the only hope for Doctor Who. It's more than likely just going to get canceled, and perhaps at some point it gets revived later. But for right now, to take it out of the hands of those in control would be like the BBC licensing it out to someone else. And there was a time when I thought, oh, that sounds like a terrible idea. But right now, it's its only hope. Now, if it's licensed out to people who really care about it and stuff like that, there were rumors about Davies and Moffat were going to set up a company that could take the license and run with it. Not that they themselves would actually run the day-to-day show and all that. I think Davies has many times that he's done. He doesn't have anything else to give to Doctor Who. But at the same time, and, you know, in complete honesty, he has to realize how far it's fallen from what he set up. So that would be nice if something like that happened where they made that effort, and it would have to be licensed. But where do you license it to? I mean, it seems like like Netflix is doubling down on this crap. Amazon certainly is. So where do you go? There's really nowhere to go. Eventually, you got to actually make money. You can't keep bleeding audiences like this. And so that sort of thing. But anyway, there's not a lot to tell from the teaser. There's just a bunch of quick scenes showing it's all high-paced, fast action and stuff. And maybe it is. I don't know. But basically the two things is Bishop will be a joke and a clown. It appears. Maybe not. It'll surprise me. He'll have some meaningful. But they almost had some good, meaningful stuff with Graham, and they pooped that too, you know. So we'll see what becomes of him. But I don't think he's going to be the next Doctor. There was a little bit of that, you know, like she's going to meet her future self, which they've already done. I still stay with the way they've painted themselves in the corner. I think Joe Martin should be the successor. But apparently, no, she was just there to be a token, and that's really awful that they did that to her. But I don't know. I guess she'll get some Big Finish stories or something. But and of course, yeah, saying, hey, you're keeping something. As far as the romance possible between the two, I don't know. That was hinted and rumored and stuff like that. I don't know if they'll actually do it or if they're just going to bait it. You really should stop doing that too. If you're going to do it, just do it. You know, I haven't had a problem with that. Other people will say, oh, it'll be pushing the agenda of homosexuality or something. But with the Doctor, because I wouldn't see the Doctor having an affair with John Bishop or something like that. I would see her having a lesbian relationship because, look, and the real Doctor Who, there have been male companions, but none of them were on par with the female companion. The female companions were the more special and important, and the Doctor prefers female companion. And there was no outright romance in the original series, but still, you know, come on. The only really important companion was Jamie, and there's no gay relationship there. So that was it, you know. So if look, if you're a man, you're suddenly turned into a woman. You're probably going to be a lesbian. So, you know, that's how that works out. Or they just move on from the romance stories that they did, you know, with Tennant, and that's it. Perhaps that. I don't know. But there's nothing in the images here at the brief teaser to indicate that that's what'll be in the show, which, from all it appears to be, will be Jodie's last. But again, there's nothing in there that tells you that either. So, and that might not even be a part of it. That might be like one of the specials afterward. Apparently, there's going to be two, I think, beyond just the festive special, formerly known as the Christmas special. But, you know, can't have that anymore. So perhaps that'll be the regeneration deal and all of that. But there's nothing other than what it looks to be how they're going to treat the Bishop character. You know, that's probably the only negative there as far as that goes. If the business of Yad saying you're keeping something from me is Timeless Child related, and if it's going to be a retcon of it, then that would be great. But I'm highly dubious that they would do that. So anyway, there you go. That's my quick take on the recent Doctor Who Series 13 teaser. Thanks for watching and listening. Say, while you're still here, why not like and subscribe and share with your many friends? Yes. Also, check out my mini stores in the link description below. Yes, where you can get t-shirts, hats, mugs, all those goodies with my artwork on them. Oh, yeah. And head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book, Night Night. Oh, yeah. You can also catch me at my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, on RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on BitChute.com and now on Rumble.com. Oh my goodness, so many places to watch me and my stuff. Oh yeah. And if that's not enough for you, well, you can follow me on many social media platforms and say hi to your old pal, Mr. Nailsin.